Speaking of the Prestige, Bradshaw,
that noise never gets any less annoying and less menacing. The prestigious one and WCPW champion, the Magnificent 7 briefcase holder, and now of course as well, BT Gunn.
The following is a 6-man tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, they are the tag team combination of El Ligero, BT Gunn, and Joe Hendry. They are the Prestige!
now this is a disgrace from ring announcer Steve Linsky. He should have properly announced Joe Hendry not only as the prestigious one, which he forgot, but also the WCPW champion as well.
Well, I'm sure Joe Hendry will have plenty of time to say that himself. He says it just about every night, or every day, every minute of every day. So anyone who will listen, we had one of these fan meet and greets today. We had one yesterday as well. And Hendry, not for the first time, was charging £100 per autograph. How pathetic.
Well, maybe BT Gunn will be joining Joe Hendry and commanding that kind of fee, the new hardcore champion. And as if that wasn't enough, yes, El Ligero holding aloft the Magnificent 7 briefcase. What a collective this is. Uh-oh, here comes another dangerous collective though. Domination. The War Machine rolls on.
They are our tag team champions, and they are dominating the world of tag team wrestling.
And their opponents, first making their way to the ring, they are the WCPW Tag Team Champions. This is War Machine!
Well, as well as those WCPW tag titles, you can see over their shoulders the IWGP tag titles from New Japan Pro Wrestling that they are holding for a second time. They've also held the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles. When I say they are dominating the world of tag team wrestling, I am not exaggerating. War Machine are unlike anything we have seen in this industry for a very long time.
Now right here in WCPW we have a burning issue between the prestigious one Joe Hendry and the villain Marty Scurll. You put War Machine, BT Gunn and El Ligero into the equation too, and we have one hell of a fight. Do not forget what happened at Stacked.
Well, the Prestige like to believe that this is their yard, that they rule the roost here in WCPW, but War Machine and this man might have something to say about it.
A War Machine and a villain. What a wicked combination. As if the War Machine needed any more bullets, Bradshaw.
This is a golden bullet, one of the absolute finest in the wrestling world today. Part of the Bullet Club. And of course, a man who has had such tremendous success all over the world in this past year.
And their tag team partner, he represents the Villain Club. This is the villain, Marty Scurll.
See Marty Scurll is wearing on his sleeves of that ring jacket some of the various promotions for which he's worked. RPW. See Pro Wrestling Guerrilla on there, where he won the Battle of Los Angeles last year. He's been all over the world now as Scurll, and he has made a name for himself. He's now starting to hang out with some of the greats here in the world of wrestling. He was on Steve Austin's podcast a few weeks ago. This is the kind of circles in which Marty Scurll is now operating.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. I bet that guy knows a thing or two about having an eye for talent. Steve Austin knows exactly what Marty Scurll is all about. But, and this is a big but, Dave Bradshaw, Marty Scurll does not have what Joe Hendry has, and that's the WCPW Championship. Marty Scurll, an incredible athlete, but he's not the champion here, and that must make him sick to his stomach.
Yeah, the Prestige have been gradually gathering, various trophies throughout the past few months. As we've mentioned, Hendry, the WCPW champion, El Ligero with that Magnificent 7 briefcase, and just yesterday, BT Gunn winning the hardcore title from Primate. So they are covered in gold now. But so, of course, are the War Machine And Marty Scurll's had a pretty gold-laden year as well. Won the Ring of Honor TV Championship, among many other things, this past year. This is quite the confrontation here between 6 of the best.
And just 24 short hours ago it stacked. Marty Scurll, what a huge win over Will Ospreay. There's a caveat to that story though, Bradshaw. Will Ospreay was offered a position in the Prestige by the prestigious one himself, the WCPW champion Joe Hendry. Ultimately, he came up short against Marty Scurll, and ultimately, well, he made the wrong decision, if you wanted my opinion on that one.
Look at this with Rowe and Hansen looking to have some kind of bonding here with Scurll, but whenever they're hitting his arm, they're hurting him. That's how strong they are.
Oh, what is this now?
Marty Scurll, ever the charmer.
Really has a roguish quality to him, I'll give him that. But this is a huge 6-man tag team match. Marty Scurll, he desperately wants another crack at that WCPW title, one-on-one with Joe Hendry. He ain't getting one-on-one tonight, but what backup to have in the form of Hansen and Rowe, the War Machine.
Yeah, you talked about the interactions recently between Hendry and Ospreay. Well, what about the interaction between Hendry and Scurll, specifically that title match for the WCPW Championship that they had on Loaded a few weeks back? Scurll and Hendry hitting each other with umbrellas. Referee eventually calling it a double knockout, and I think that was a very lucky let-off for the champion. I think Scurll was on top in that match before that decision.
Well, we'll agree to disagree on that one. Look at this, El Ligero in against the big man, Hansen.
Yeah, Hansen
pushing him in the chest.
Hansen looking bemused, I guess would be the word, against Ligero here.
Look at the sheer size difference, but here comes the WCPW champion himself. Encourages Hansen to back off just a little while he makes his prestigious way into the prestigious one's prestigious ring.
Ligero lacking perhaps a little bit of courage to actually face off with Hansen, but that's nothing new.
And look at Ligero standing on that Magnificent 7 briefcase. Even then, he can't match size with Hansen.
Tremendous disrespect that Ligero has shown for that briefcase ever since he won it illegitimately from Martin Kirby a few weeks ago. Of course, that Magnificent 7 briefcase allows its holder to have a shot at the WCPW title at any time of their choosing. So I wonder whether Joe Hendry needs to keep half an eye over his shoulder at all times, because Ligero could cash that in on him at any time.
No. Joe Hendry trusts El Ligero. BT Gunn trusts El Ligero. And vice versa. All these men, Joe Coffey and Travis Banks, they are all in it to win it. They are all members of the Prestige. The reason that Magnificent 7 briefcase rather, is in the ranks of the Prestige is so that Joe Hendry is safe from someone cashing in.
Full of nonsense, it's unbelievable.
Full of truth, Dave Bradshaw, that's the way it is.
As if you're talking about them like they're brothers. This is a total marriage of convenience, this Prestige. All of these are 5 of the most self-centered men in the Prestige that I've ever seen, ever encountered in my life.
There's nothing wrong with that.
If they thought that they could gain some personal advantage by turning on their so-called friends here, they would do it in an instant. In fact, we've seen some of them do that in the past.
Well, don't forget the Prestige. 5 members almost became 6 at Stacked. Had the aerial assassin Will Ospreay saw sense and joined their ranks.
Yeah, but he didn't. He didn't do it, did he? Because
he
realised.
Pay for that further down the line, trust me.
Will he though? Will he? Because I think that was absolutely the right decision. Will Ospreay does not need to be hanging around characters like these guys.
Inside the ring, Marty Scurll with El Ligero in the corner. Notice it's closer to Prestige members Hendry and Gunn than Marty Scurll would perhaps like, but it still feels a million miles for El Ligero.
And Scurll crawls underneath the legs of Ligero, now hooking the hands.
Both these men know one another so well, Dave Bradshaw. You can see that before your very eyes.
Scurll taking Ligero by surprise there, and the Mexican sensation sort of crawling backwards to his own corner, the relative safety where his buddies are. Here comes the hardcore champion, BT Gunn.
It almost strikes me that El Ligero is showing such self-awareness. He knows he's the smallest man in this match. Is that playing on his mind? You've already seen him standing on that Magnificent 7 briefcase. Is the diminutive stature in comparison to these huge men like Hansen and Rowe, is it getting inside the head of El Ligero?
Well,
certainly not getting inside the head of BT Gunn.
Well, goodness knows what's going on in the head of BT Gunn.
Success, that's what. The new WCPW hardcore champ. Nobody delivers a knife-edge chop. Wow, that's not what I expected.
It's like chopping a boulder.
Oh, BT Gunn, whenever he hits that chop, his opponent usually hits the deck.
BT Gunn gets slammed. Ligero is going to maybe get piled on top here. In comes Hansen. Hansen, there's been no tag. The War Machine don't care. Rowe picks up his partner and crushes two members of the Prestige.
This is what I feared. And here comes Hendry now. There goes Hendry now.
That went badly for the so-called prestigious one.
Oh no.
We've seen this before as well. Rowe sends Hansen into Hendry.
Not in the prestigious one's prestigious face, the prestigious one's prestigious good looks. I've almost been besmirched there by Hansen and Rowe, the War Machine. Imagine seeing that big rear end coming at you.
It is regrouping time for the Prestige as Marty Scurll encourages these...
Oh, the Prestige. They're planning a walkout here.
A walkout or a runaway.
Oh, don't come near us. Oh no. Here we go.
Yeah, hang on. Rowe and Gunn are on the stage here, right near us, and Scurll and Ligero up here as well.
It was only a matter of time before this happened, Dave Bradshaw. A Pier 6 brawl, quite literally.
You know you're wrong and shut your mouth, you're jabroni!
I think he was talking to you there, Bradshaw.
He told you. Rowe with a chop across the chest of Ligero.
Wow.
I just want these guys as far away from us as possible. This is dangerous territory here.
Incredible action here. The Pro Wrestling World Cup is one thing, but having these 6 men beating the absolute bejesus out of each other, not only inside the ring, but outside of it and on the stage and at the commentary booth as well.
Rowe has placed Gunn on the top of the crowd barrier there, and Ligero's gone charging into the corner. He's now being beaten up. Gunn being pounded by Rowe. Hansen is treading on, is that Hendry down there?
Well, I need to regain my composure after hearing Marty Scurll call you a jabroni.
That's not what he said.
Marty Scurll, a house of fire here in Milton Keynes.
As you just experienced. Raymond Rowe. Oh, that shot into the jaw of Hendry. That might knock some sense into the man.
He's got very fresh, minty breath. I'll give him that, Marty Scurll.
Hendry.
Bastion of hygiene.
What? You still talking about something that happened 3 minutes ago?
Oh, come on, 3 minutes. Uh-oh.
Scurll tagged back in and Hendry's begging off. There's a brave champion.
Here comes the hardcore champion, the hardcore heavy of the prestige ranks, BT Gunn. And look at this, El Ligero, delighted with what's happening here.
Gunn trying to get Ligero's head back in the game, tags him in. There's still a match going on. Ligero would do well to remember that.
Stiff kick to the midsection of Marty Scurll, followed by a big forearm. Hansen falling off the ring apron.
Hansen went, I think, neck first into the top of that steel barrier as Ligero is charging into Scurll. They've got him cornered here in their own part of the ring. And say what you will about them, but that is very effective strategy from Hendry and co.
Well, this is where the villain does not want to be. This is hell for Marty Scurll. He's trapped in the lair of the prestige. And don't they know it?
Scurll finally finds a way out, but Hendry very pleased with his handiwork here. Ligero gonna send Scurll into the barrier. But guardrail a second time and it's collapsed it.
Collapsed just like Marty Scurll's WCPW title dreams did.
You have to have resilient knees to be in the front row tonight. Scurll comes back in. Against his will, he was thrown back in into a pinfall from Hendry. It was good for a 2 count.
But look at Joe Hendry immediately getting Marty Scurll back into that corner. The Prestige have Scurll exactly where they want him. The longer War Machine are out of this match, the better for Prestige.
Look at Ligero taunting the War Machine. That decision he might come to regret, but Scurll is trying to reach out for his partners to no avail.
It's 2-on-1 here. Oh! Spoke too soon.
Took out by his own partner there. And Scurll cuts Ligero down to the size.
Marty Scurll is a long, long way from home. Raymond Rowe desperate to get the tag, as is Hansen.
Yeah, but he's going to get to his feet. And there's the tag to Rowe. Hendry comes in without a tag. But when did the rules ever matter to our champion, eh? Hendry goes to the ropes. Gets taken down knee first by Raymond Rowe, right into the top of the chest, maybe the jaw.
That's a mistake on behalf of El Ligero.
El Ligero, the crowd letting him know that may have been.
Oh, there's no one there,
error.
Dave Bradshaw.
Yeah, Ligero looking for reinforcements that are not coming.
And he's only just realised he is all by himself against the monstrous Raymond Rowe.
Oh, this could get ugly. This could get ugly in a hurry. He's caught Gunn as well. Goodness me! Look at the strength to throw two men over your head.
Hendry's been caught now.
Raymond Rowe single-handedly dismantling the Prestige here in Milton Keynes.
I was just about to say, I can't believe El Ligero got back on his feet, but not for long.
Drop kick off the top from BT Gunn. That might slow Rowe down.
The Prestige have to get back to basics here. They have to cut off that ring. Get Raymond Rowe back in the corner. We saw it earlier on with Marty Scurll. They must do it to Rowe now.
Well, referee Joel Allen, I think, had lost control of this one completely for the last couple of minutes, and he's in danger of doing so again. I have no idea who the actual legal man is supposed to be here on either team. I'm not sure he does either.
For the Prestige, it doesn't really matter right now. They have the upper hand.
I guess we'll assume it's Hendry and Rowe, and that's what referee is doing as he registers that one count.
If Joe Hendry wants to be in that ring, I say let him.
Of course you do.
Well, he's the best.
He'll kiss his backside, whatever he wants to do. Ligero putting the boot into Raymond. Have I upset you?
You haven't upset me. I was just about to say there are so many people who would love to press their lips against the prestigious one's prestigious backside.
Really?
They would even pay hundreds
How
of pounds
many?
to do it. Oh, thousands. Absolutely thousands.
You live in a strange, strange world.
They're all butt kissers here in Milton Keynes.
What's that supposed to mean? What do you know about the people of Milton Keynes? Nothing.
Too much, that's what.
And look at Ligero. Suddenly he's all confident.
Well, El Ligero knows he now has backup. He didn't have it just a few short moments ago. And look at this now.
Ligero, what's he going to do here?
He's sitting down in the briefcase.
El Ligero sitting on that magnificent 7 briefcase. What is he doing? Why does he think that's a good idea against someone as dangerous as Raymond Rowe?
Don't poke the bear. He threw the briefcase away. That could be the biggest mistake Ligero ever made.
What was he thinking? Ligero had been knocked out by Rowe.
This crowd, they are anticipating that either Marty Scurll or the big man Hansen, it's Hansen, will enter this match.
Yeah, both Gunn and Hendry coming in to try and face this 350-pound behemoth, but Hansen not giving them a chance to get any offense in whatsoever.
Oh, we've seen this before, Dave Bradshaw. The war machine turns forever. Hansen.
Where is Ligero? Ligero's behind him. Ligero climbing on the back of Hansen in desperation more than anything.
Well, Hansen barely even left his feet there when El Ligero jumped onto his giant back.
Hansen.
Look at this, Dave
Avalanche in the corner on Gunn, one on Hendry as well. Both the hardcore champion and the WCPW champion may have had their ribs broken.
Mind-bending strength. El Ligero might be the smallest man in this match, but he's still larger than your average human being.
Ligero is clinging on for dear life. Like a jockey on a horse is out of control. But now Hansen finally deposits Ligero on the canvas, much to the approval of this huge crowd.
Ligero needs to learn how to tame a dragon. It didn't work there on Hansen.
Hansen fired up. One half of the tag team champions goes into the corner. This time there's no one there, and Gunn gets the double knees to the jaw. And a second time, and look at that disrespect from Gunn.
Rowe straight in on BT Gunn.
Yeah, Rowe's not going to stand for that against his partner.
And look at this, so El Ligero, the smallest man in the match, always there. Oh!
Yeah, Hansen sits down with that full body weight onto Hendry.
You're going to have to scrape Joe Hendry off the canvas here.
Hansen sent to the ropes by Gunn and Ligero, broken up. There's the handstand, a double back elbow.
Wow.
I never cease to be amazed by the agility of that big man Hansen.
The important thing for Hansen now is getting to Marty Scurll. The villain is feeling it. He wants in this match. The tide may well have turned in the favour of War Machine and Marty Scurll.
Hansen headed to his corner and tags in Scurll. Here comes the villain. The villain against the prestigious one.
Going straight for Hendry.
Of course he is. That rivalry for the WCPW title about to be rekindled here. Scurll's going to go for the chicken wing, and Ligero with the cheap shot.
Ligero always there when his partners need him. I'll give him that.
His partners weren't there for him earlier when he was backed into a corner by Rowe. Ligero still fighting on here. Brave little soldier that he is.
Oh.
Now he goes courtesy of Scurll.
Uh-oh.
Marty Scurll. There's the king, gets it right into the head of Ligero. And now what's this from Scurll? Scurll is maybe going to fly.
Gunn back to his feet, but maybe not for long.
Shoulder thrust into the midsection, trying to roll through in the sunset flip. Scurll will go to the ropes, not once, but twice. And a boot right into the chest.
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
Gunn. Hendry, DDT.
Prestigious DDT right there. And look at that kip up from the WCPW champion, who better look behind him.
Here comes Rowe. Rowe spins Hendry and then knocks him out, surely, with that knee into the face. BT Gunn with some good martial arts style offense against first Rowe, and then a super kick into Hansen. Hansen, another handstand, and Hansen nearly takes Gunn's head off.
Cartwheel there from the big man.
Ligero going for the seat for Earl, wasn't he? No, in the end it was like a beautiful disaster kick, reminiscent of Cody Rhodes.
Wait a minute.
There's a low blow, but he
no.
got caught. He got caught. Did you hear that?
Oh, I get a sick feeling in the pit of my stomach every time I hear that sickening sound.
If you don't physically wince when you hear that noise, you may not be human.
That was disgusting.
Sends Ligero to the ropes again. Got him in the inverted crucifix position here. Oh, Gunn! What a super kick to Scurll.
Right to the jaw.
Some of these kicks from Gunn have been absolutely phenomenal.
Wait a minute now, the Prestige have isolated the villain.
And maybe going to go for the freak of nature here is Hendry. Nails it on Scurll. Ligero will go for the cover. Ligero to win it, and Scurll kicked out.
And here come War Machine now.
War Machine cleaning house of Hendry and Gunn.
And uh-oh.
Scurll's going to have to take a minute to recuperate. Ligero, though,
all on his own again.
Against the full force.
Do it. Double choke
War
slam.
Machine.
Come on, put your back into it, Ligero.
Ligero has made some poor choices during this match, and this may be the worst of all.
Oh, the tide has turned.
Ligero going for the ride of the choke slam.
Big double choke slam there.
Scurll gonna pick up Ligero onto his shoulders. Ligero with that, or Scurll I should say, with that manic look in his eyes. Spins him round.
Almost a TKO there. Hendry, the WCPW champ, in to save his Prestige brother.
Oh, Hansen sends Hendry up. We've seen that before, and it's put away some of the best tag teams in the world. It's taken Joe Hendry out of the ring. Oh! Gunn gets power slammed off the launch from Rowe.
Almost out of his boots there, BT Gunn. What does Rowe have in mind?
Rowe and Hansen both going to the ropes. Hansen onto Hendry outside. And now Rowe is unloading on just in the entranceway on Gunn.
It's Scurll and Ligero left alone in the ring.
They're back into that inverted crucifix. Scurll gets Ligero where he wants him now. It's in the side slam, the cover from Marty Scurll. That'll do it. Marty Scurll picks up the win, and the Prestige are beaten.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of this contest, War Machine and the villain, Marty Scurll.
Well, they may be accumulating championship belts and Magnificent 7 briefcases, but the Prestige couldn't get it done against the tag team champions and the villain here at Planet Ice.
Well, almost some sweet, sweet revenge. Too sweet, if you like, for Marty Scurll against the Prestige, pinning El Ligero. War Machine, their job is done. The WCPW Tag Team Champions, they want out of here. Marty Scurll reveling in the delicious taste of victory.
Hendry low blow.
We've seen that before from the WCPW champion.
In this building, Hendry did that to Kurt Angle in this building back in February.
And wait now, Dave Bradshaw, War Machine have left. Marty Scurll is all on his own.
Scurll is going to be taken apart here by the Prestige.
Oh, wow. This is incredible. What a terrible situation for Marty Scurll to be in.
Wrapping that left leg of the villain around the ring post. And Scurll is in a dangerous place here.
Well, the Prestige may not have won the battle tonight in Milton Keynes, but it looks to me, Dave Bradshaw, like they sure as hell are winning the war. And here comes the Magnificent Seven briefcase.
He never wants to graciously accept a defeat. The Prestige, as you see in here, and Scurll becoming the victim of that. Ligero has that briefcase. Right into the back of the leg of Scurll.
That was calculated. Definitely calculated. Look at this. Continuing the punishment on those legs. This is almost a mob beatdown, we're seeing.
We know how ruthless Hendry can be. That's how he won the WCPW title, by not being afraid to potentially damage an opponent beyond salvaging, and that is what is at risk here against Scurll. If this 3-on-1 assault continues here. Come on, we need some officials out here, for goodness sake. Gunn is still unloading on that left knee.
Hendry holding the WCPW title aloft.
Oh, God. See that.
Rubbing salt into the wounds, the fresh and open wounds of Marty Scurll here.
Gunn wrenching that leg backwards, and now the Hendry lock by the prestigious one.
Look how symbolic. The WCPW title dangling right in front of the eyes of Marty Scurll. So close, yet so far.
Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic.
You may call it pathetic, Dave Bradshaw, but it's working for the Prestige.
What an insecure man Joe Hendry is. He can't accept that Scurll nearly beat him for the title, so he's had to try and put the villain out of commission permanently, and he may have succeeded.
The hardcore champion, the holder of the Magnificent Seven briefcase, and the WCPW champion all belong to the Prestige.
Well, like them or loathe them, and most of us loathe them, but the Prestige standing tall here in Milton Keynes.